Africa is home to some of the world's youngest billionaires, many of whom have made their fortunes in a variety of industries, including technology, telecommunications, and real estate. These young entrepreneurs have not only achieved financial success, but have also made significant contributions to their respective countries and industries. Despite facing challenges such as economic instability and political turmoil, these young billionaires have managed to create thriving businesses and solidify their positions as leaders in Africa's business community. It's going to shock you that Africa is rich. Let's see these people who have made news in the history of Africa's wealth. 10. Naguib Sawiris, 68 years old. Net worth $3.3 billion. Naguib Sawiris is a scion of Egypt's wealthiest family. His brother Nassef is also a billionaire. He built a fortune in telecom, selling Orascom Telecom in 2011 to Russian telecom firm Vimpelcom, now Vian, in a multi-billion-dollar transaction. He's chairman of Orascom TMT Investments, which has stakes in an asset manager in Egypt and Italian internet company Italianline, among others. Through his Media Globe holdings, Sawiris owns 88% of pan-European pay TV and video news network Euronews. He'd also developed a luxury resort called Silversands on the Caribbean island of Grenada. 9. Strive Masiyiwa, net worth $1.9 billion, 61 years old. Zimbabwe. Specialized in telecom, self-made. Strive Masiyiwa is the richest billionaire in Zimbabwe and the third youngest billionaire in Africa. He launched his mobile phone network Akanuch Wireless Zimbabwe in his country of birth in 1998. He owns just over 50% of the publicly traded Akanuch Wireless Zimbabwe, which is one part of his larger Akanuch group. Masiyiwa also owns just over half of the private company Liquid Telecom, which provides fiber optic and satellite services to telecom firms across Africa. His other assets include stakes in mobile phone networks in Burundi and Lesotho, and investments in fintech and power distribution firms in Africa. He and his wife Tsitsi founded the Higher Life Foundation, which supports orphaned and poor children in Zimbabwe, South Africa, Burundi, and Lesotho. 8. Yasser Mansour, net worth $1.1 billion, 61 years old, Egypt. Diversified sources of income, self-made. He is an Egyptian billionaire businessman, part owner of the Mansour Group, and chairman of Palm Hills Developments. Mansour has multiple Credit Suisse accounts per Swiss Secrets. In 2011, he was cleared of corruption charges after paying 250 million Egyptian pounds to the authorities. Yasser Mansour is one of 5 children of Lotfi Mansour, 1909 to 1976, the founder of the Mansour Group. Lotfi Mansour had 4 sons, Ismail, Youssef, Mohammed, and Yassine, and a daughter, Roya. 2 of his brothers are also billionaires, Mohammed Mansour and Youssef Mansour. He earned a bachelor's degree from George Washington University. In 1986, Yasser Mansour joined the Mansour Motors Group. He later co-founded Mansour and Maghrebi Investment Development, MID, a 60-40 partnership between his family's Mansour Group and his cousin, former Minister of Housing, Ahmed El Maghrebi's family business, the Maghrebi Group, which together are the majority owner of the large EGX-listed real estate developer Palm Hills Development Company, PHDCCA. Mansour was found to have multiple Credit Suisse accounts per Swiss Secrets. Mansour Group is the exclusive distributor of GM vehicles and Caterpillar equipment in Egypt and several other countries. His brothers Mohammed and Youssef are also billionaires and part owners of Mansour Group. He's also the chairman of Palm Hills Developments, one of Egypt's biggest real estate development companies. 7. Aziz Akanuch, net worth $1.5 billion, 62 years old, Morocco. Petroleum and diversified income. He is a Moroccan politician, businessman, and billionaire who is currently the Prime Minister of Morocco since his government took office on 7 October 2021. He is the CEO of Aqua Group and also served as Minister of Agriculture from 2007 to 2021. Akanuch's political career has been generally characterized by accusations of corruption, negative relations with the press, and other controversies. His government has been additionally marked by inflation, suppression of dissenting opinion, and imprisonment of opponents. It has been suggested that Akanuch may have been elected by election fraud and vote buying, as the previous party, the PGD, saw its support collapse from 125 to just 12 seats. Several popular boycotts and campaigns were organized against his administration and business interests, including the Daguij Akanuch campaign. Akanuch was born in 1961 in Tafraout and raised in Casablanca. His mother and sister were survivors of the 1960 Agadir earthquake that killed 10 of his family members. They were reported to have been left buried beneath rubble for several hours before being rescued. In 1986, Akanuch graduated from the Université de Sherbrooke with a management diploma. He is the CEO of Aqua Group, a Moroccan conglomerate particularly active in the oil and gas sector. Forbes estimated his net worth as $1.4 billion in November 2013. Akanuch inherited Aqua from his father. He was ranked 12th on Forbes' annual list of Africa's wealthiest billionaires, with an estimated net worth of $2 billion. It has interests in petroleum, gas, and chemicals through publicly traded Afriquia Gas and Maghreb Oxygen. 6. Orji Kalu, worth $3.2 billion. 63 years old, Nigeria. Born 21 April 1960, is a Nigerian politician and businessman who is the senator representing Abia North Senatorial District. He also serves as the chief whip of the Senate. He served as governor of Abia State from 29th of May 1999 to 29th May 2007. Kalu is the chairman of SLOK Holding and the Daily Sun and New Telegraph newspapers in Nigeria. Prior to his election, he served as the chairman of the Borno Water Board and the chairman of the Cooperative and Commerce Bank Limited. Kalu was also a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Progressive People's Alliance, PPA, and the chairman of the PPA Board of Trustees. He was the party's presidential candidate in the April 2007 general election. He is currently a member of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, after he officially announced his resignation as the PPA bot chair. Orji Kalu contested in the 2019 Nigerian general election to represent the people of Abia North in the Senate, running under the banner of the All Progressives Congress. He defeated the incumbent Senator Mal Olabunwa with over 10,000 votes. Kalu was born to the family of Mr. Johnson Naguib Kalu and Mrs. Eunice Kalu. With only $35 to his name that he had borrowed from his mother, Kalu began trading palm oil, first buying the oil from Nigeria's eastern regions and then selling it in the country's northern regions. He then began buying and reselling furniture on a large scale. Kalu eventually established SLOK Holding, a conglomerate that would consist of several successful companies in Nigeria and Africa, and proceeded to the entire world on several continents. Kalu became the youngest Nigerian to receive the National Merit Award from President Ibrahim Babangida at the age of 26 in 1986. He was selected as the Nigerian Chamber of Commerce's Industrialist of the Year, awarded the Humanitarian Award of the University of Nigeria, and the list goes on and on. 5. Nassef Sawiris, net worth $7.5 billion. 62 years old, Egypt. Specialized in construction and chemicals. Nassef Sawiris is a scion of Egypt's wealthiest family. His brother Naguib is also a billionaire. Nassef received his secondary education from the Deutsche Evangelische Oberschule Cairo. He then continued at the University of Chicago, where he received a bachelor's degree in economics in 1982. Egyptian billionaire businessman and the youngest of Aziz Sawiris' three sons, his brothers are Naguib and Sami. As of October 2021, his net worth was estimated at $8.7 billion, making him the richest Arab. Sawiris joined the Orascom Group in 1982 and oversaw the construction activities of Orascom Construction following the transfer of management control from his father Aziz Sawiris in 1995. He became CEO of Orascom Construction Industries following the company's incorporation in 1998. He served on the board of B6, acquiring a 50% stake in the company in 2004, and was a member of the Remuneration and Nominations Committee until 2017. He was on the board of directors of the Cairo and Alexandria stock exchanges from 2004 to 2007, and was also a board director at the Dubai International Financial Exchange (DIFX) from July 2008 to June 2010. In January 2013, he became the CEO of OCI NV when they acquired the former parent company OCI Saudi. In 2015, he was elected a board member of Lafarge Holcim, having served on Lafarge SA's board since 2008. In October 2015, it was reported that Sawiris had acquired a stake in Adidas AG via his investment company NNS Holdings Saar Luxembourg. In 2016, he was appointed supervisory director of Adidas AG, Herzogenaurach, Germany. In October 2020, Sawiris founded Avanti Acquisition Corp., a special-purpose acquisition company. However, after failing to acquire another company, Avanti Acquisition was wound up in October 2022. 4. Abdul Samad Rabiu. Abdul Samad Rabiu is a 61-year-old Nigerian billionaire entrepreneur and seasoned industrialist with a net worth of $3.7 billion. The Nigerian billionaire is among the youngest billionaires in Africa and is known for his expertise in commodity trading. Abdul was born and raised in Kano in the northwestern part of Nigeria. He attended Capital University in Columbus, Ohio, and returned to Nigeria at the age of 24 to oversee the family business. This was when his father, Isiaku Rabiu, was being detained by the administration of General Muhammadu Buhari for allegedly not paying rice import duties. He is the founder and chief executive officer of BUA Group, a Nigerian conglomerate with an interest in agriculture. Other things BUA is interested in are infrastructure, manufacturing, logistics, and port operations. However, this 61-year-old Nigerian billionaire bought the Nigeria oil mills and is the main shareholder of BUA plc, a publicly traded company. After the merger of the Cement Company of Northern Nigeria and his private company called OBU, he owns a 98.5% share in BUA. 3. Patrice Motsepe, net worth $3.1 billion. 60 years old, South Africa. Specialized in mining, self-made. Patrice Motsepe is Africa's second youngest billionaire and South Africa's youngest billionaire. He is the founder and chairman of African Rainbow Minerals. He became a billionaire in 2008, the first black African on the Forbes list. Patrice Motsepe was born to Gozi Augustine Motsepe, chief of the Makawu branch of the Tswana people, who had previously been a school teacher and who was later a small businessman as the owner of a spaza shop, which was popular with mine workers. It was from this shop that he learned basic business principles from his father, as well as first-hand exposure to mining. He earned a Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of Swaziland and a law degree from the University of the Witwatersrand. He specialized in mining and business law. He is the founder and executive chairman of African Rainbow Minerals, which has interests in gold, ferrous metals, base metals, and platinum. He sits on several company boards, including being the non-executive chairman of Harmony Gold, the world's 12th largest gold mining company, and the deputy chairman of Sanlam. In 2012, Motsepe was named South Africa's richest man, topping the Sunday Times annual rich list with an estimated fortune of 20.07 billion rands, $1 billion. In 2003, he became the owner of the football club Mamelodi Sundowns. In 2013, he joined the Giving Pledge, committing to give half of his wealth to charitable causes. 2. Jibril Ibrahim. Ibrahim traces his origins to Ondo State in southwestern Nigeria. He studied law at Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Nigeria, graduating with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, LLB. Subsequently, he obtained the degree of Master of Public Administration, MPA, also from Obafemi Awolowo University. Later, he attended Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA, graduating with a combined Master of Laws, LLM, and Masters in International Taxation degree. His investments include the following sectors, among others: oil and gas distribution, hotels, resorts, airlines, banking, real estate, insurance, publishing, and investments. The second on the list of the youngest billionaires in Africa is a Nigerian billionaire and businessman Jibril Ibrahim with a net worth of $1 billion. He is the chairman and chief executive officer of Global Fleet Group and he is 55 years old. Also, he is the director of the prestigious Nikon Group, which has a number of subsidiaries and is among the youngest African billionaires. Jibril Ibrahim was born in a remote village in Ondo State to a local fish seller mother and a bricklayer father on 24 February 1967. He is a Nigerian lawyer, politician, businessman, and philanthropist who is now the senator-elect for Ondo South Senatorial District. 1. Mohammed Doji, net worth $1.5 billion, 47 years old, Tanzania. He has a diversified source of wealth. Mohammed Doji of Tanzania is the youngest billionaire in Africa. Doji was born in Ipembe, Singida. He is the second of 6 children of Gulamavis Doji and Zubida Doji. They are 12 whose ancestors left Gujarat, India in the late 1800s to become traders in East Africa. When Doji was born, the family was still of modest means. Doji was born with the help of a neighboring midwife in a house built from sand and mud. By the time Doji started school, his father had built a family shop into a thriving import-export company. Doji received his primary education in Arusha at the Arusha Primary School and continued his secondary education at the International School of Tanganyika, IST, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. In 1992, his father enrolled him at the Arnold Palmer Golf Academy in Orlando, Florida, where Doji also attended Trinity Preparatory School for 11th grade. Doji then moved for his last and final year of high school to Saddlebrook High School in New Jersey. Doji attended Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., graduating in 1998 with a bachelor's degree in international business and finance and a minor in theology. Business career. Upon graduation from university, Doji returned home and assumed the management of Mohammed Enterprises Tanzania Limited, Matil, a commodities trading business founded by his father. In the early 2000s, when the Tanzanian government privatized loss-making companies, he acquired them inexpensively and turned them into profit centers by trimming personnel expenses. Matil Group of Companies is the largest privately owned conglomerate in Tanzania. Doji is responsible for increasing Matil's revenues from $30 million to over $1.5 billion between 1999 and 2018. Matil Group has investments in manufacturing, agriculture, trading, finance, mobile telephony, insurance, real estate, transport and logistics, and food and beverages. The group conducts business in 11 countries and employs over 28,000 people with the aim to target over 100,000 people by 2021. Matil's operations contribute 3.5% of Tanzania's GDP. In early 2015, Doji retired from Tanzania's parliament after completing his 2 terms. Despite the global markets falling in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Africa is still proud to record lots of achievements, majority built from scratch till where it is today. The main concern is why young people aren't becoming African billionaires. The answer to this may be because of historical reasons. The fundamental historical explanation is that the majority of the African nations were colonized by European nations up until fairly recently, and they are still recovering from the effects of a lack of a strong industrial base, quality education and skill development, and frequently, conflict. Commerce with former colonial powers, as opposed to trade among African nations, has dominated the legacy left to them. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button for more.